Now in Good Morning Northwest, it was supposed to close for construction for the next 2 weeks. So why did Upriver Drive open back up already?
A much cooler day today. It's going to be less wind, less fire danger as well. That's all good news. But after the break, we are going to have a lot of heat moving into our area. We'll talk about the timing.
And a strange story of a reported kidnapping. A woman called 911 saying she found a toddler wandering the streets. Then that woman disappeared. But was it all made up? You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Glad you're with us. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Derek Dice. It is Tuesday, July the 25th. Mark Peterson here with a look at that first alert forecast for your Tuesday.
Things are looking pretty good. First of all, waking up to fairly clear sky. Winds are relatively calm. 61 degrees over into Coeur d'Alene. We're sitting at sunshine, few clouds out there, and 60 degrees for our start. Now, we look at the 4 things you need to know. It will be a cooler day today than yesterday. It will be breezy at times, not as windy, lower fire danger. Again, the good news there, it's going to be 80s all week long, but we're going to see more heat building in for the weekend and beyond. We'll talk about it. But cloud cover, yeah, we're going to see some of that, and then it's going to clear out. And as we look at our forecast radar, mountain showers into the Cascades, that's going to be about it. The west side had some good rain yesterday, but we saw none of that. A mere trace coming through us yesterday. 63 into the valley right now. Hayden 61, 60 into Deer Park. Heading south Cheney, you're in the upper 50s. Here's our next 12 hours. We're going to see 10 o'clock 68, and then by 2 o'clock 78. Again, our high today is 80. We'll see that in the 4 and 5 o'clock hour, and then cooling nicely at 10 down to 66.
The project that was set to close East Upriver Drive and the Centennial Trail in Spokane has now been delayed until next week. Department of Transportation crews reopened those areas yesterday afternoon after they closed them yesterday morning. They announced they need more time for manhole inspections. That pushes the project back a week, meaning the closure will now start this coming Monday, July 31st, and will last through at least Friday, August 11th.
And another construction project set to begin on Monday will close the TJ Meanock Bridge for at least 1 work week. This means some major detours will be needed because TJ Meanock is the only bridge that connects Government Way to Northwest Boulevard. The short-term closure is part of the Cochrane Basin Stormwater Management Facilities construction projects. Detours are available on Wistocks Way via the Maple Ash Corridor and Government Way. The city of Spokane says anyone who uses Wistocks Way frequently should plan an extra 10 to 15 minutes for travel in either direction next week.
Meanwhile, a bit of good news for drivers on Spokane's South Hill. The construction impacting Freya Street should be completed this week. It's been closed to drivers for almost 2 weeks. No word exactly when the road will reopen again. You know we'll tell you, though. And you can get updates on all the latest road projects and closures right now on KXLY.com.
New details from the Breaking Now desk. This morning, an elaborate kidnapping story that made national headlines for days has officially been dismissed as a hoax. This comes as Carlee Russell's lawyer is set to meet with police today. There was no kidnapping on Thursday, July 13th, 2023. Those were some of the first words read during a Monday news conference as authorities in Alabama delivered an update to the case of Carlee Russell. A statement from the 25-year-old's lawyer admitting there was no kidnapping was read during the conference yesterday. Listen to this.
My client did not see a baby on the side of the road. My client did not leave the Hoover area when she was identified as a missing person. My client did not have any help in this incident, but this was a single act done by herself.
Russell's story began on this Alabama highway when she called 911 to report a child walking alone. When police showed up, Russell was gone, her car left behind. 2 days later, she returned home on foot, claiming she'd been abducted by a man and woman and was able to escape. But suspicions were quickly raised when police revealed she had done Google searches for Amber Alerts and the movie Taken before her alleged disappearance. Her lawyer's new statement did not provide any details on where Russell was or what she was doing during those 2 days. Authorities are now considering whether to charge Russell. They're also calculating how much this hoax cost them in resources. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Well, I-90 closed in both directions near Kittitas yesterday when this semi-truck caught fire and started a brush fire. Got to take a look at these pictures. The driver of that truck was injured and taken to a hospital. I-90, though, is now fully reopened in both directions.
The small city of Beauville in Latah County is under water restrictions. According to the mayor, all of the city's wells are dangerously low. Beauville is asking people who live and work there not to water yards or fill pools and use as little water as possible, even for laundry and showers. As of 2021, Beauville had a population of about 200 people.
People living in Cheney are being asked to vote on a tax for a new community pool in their primary election. It would replace the current pool, which was closed 2 years ago because of mechanical failures and age. If they vote in favor of it, voters will fund up to $13 million for that new pool. It would feature a 25-yard pool for lap swimming, then a separate recreational pool with a lazy river, diving board, water slide, and more. Now, while some say it's not worth their tax dollars, others say it's just what the community needs.
I think this could be a really great town to live in, but I definitely think it needs more amenities and more focus on locals first. It seems like there's a ton of effort and time and money put into the college and not a whole lot for people who live here year-round. And I think something like this would be a good start to that.
A homeowner with a $400,000 home in Cheney would pay $212 a year, or a little less than $18 a month. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:06.
Swimming pools getting a lot of use here.
Yes.
Hoping for some warmer weather for the pools, but we're also hoping for some rain. So we've had over 6.5 inches of rain this year. That's about 3 inches below average. And we've only had 1/10 of an inch. That was July 10th. So we're really in a dry cycle. That dry cycle is going to continue. We're going to talk about the dry weather and the cool down. That's coming up.
We're here at the Wonder Building this morning getting ready for the 33 Artist Market. I'll share how you can support our local artists here in Spokane this Sunday.
And boosting mental health care coverage. Right after the break, President Biden's plan aimed at making it easier for you to get help.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Hi, I'm Randy, owner of Rooter 911 Sewer and Drain.
Sewer and drain cleaning at half the price of the larger competitors.
24/7 service for all of your sewer and drain cleaning needs in Spokane, 535-3136.
At P1FCU, we're all about celebrating your wins, like finding an extra $10 in the wash.
Sweet.
Or your team winning the championship.
And it's out of here. Yes! Woo!
Your wins add up, just like earning dividends in an Ascend checking account. So let's celebrate the wins together. Open your account at p1fcu.org/win. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
Sorry about that car accident. Got that insurance claim check for you.
I gotta call Swap. We'll make sure you get the help you deserve, and we only get paid after you win.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
The Subaru Crosstrek. Dog tested, dog approved. Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Drive new Subaru models with 3.9% financing at AutoNation Subaru.
Get a free Makita Impact Driver Kit or a Pit Boss grill now. When you build a deck with wood decking or TimberTech or Trex composite decking and railing from Par. Visit par.com for details.
What are you going to build?
Don't miss the $50,000 Sunday hot seats at Northern Quest. That's Sunday with an E on the end and a cherry on top. It's a play on words. July, Sunday, hot seats, you get the idea. And it's happening noon to 4 p.m. every Sunday with a Y in July. Don't overthink it. Just swipe your Camus card and be playing your favorite machine when your name is called. The $50,000 Sunday with an E hot seats every Sunday with a Y in July. Only at Northern Quest.
It starts smelling really good about now.
Smoky baby back ribs plus Rachel's noodle dish.
That is a good time.
Next Rachel.
Watch Rachel today at 3 and 4 News now at 5.
Live with Kelly and Mark every weekday morning.
All right, here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. Today, President Joe Biden is expected to announce a new action for mental health care coverage.
The proposed rule would ensure benefits on private insurance plans more closely mirror physical health benefits. According to the administration, the action reinforces the 2008 Mental Health Parity and Addiction Equity Act. Under the rule, insurers would need to evaluate and update coverage to make sure they are in compliance. That might mean adding more mental health professionals to their network or reducing red tape to get care. The rules should be published in the Federal Register next week, then will enter a 60-day public comment period before taking effect.
Several COVID-19 pandemic-era benefits are set to expire this fall. About 28 million people will have to start paying their monthly student loans again. Stabilization grants for childcare are also going away at the end of September, affecting 3 million children. And about 500,000 people could lose access to food stamps when work requirements for the benefit resume in October. Continuous Medicaid coverage already ended on April 1st, but states are still reviewing eligibility and disenrolling residents who no longer qualify.
Extreme weather around the world reaching the Philippines as Doksuri has strengthened to a super typhoon. The storm has winds of 150 miles an hour, the equivalent of a Category 4 hurricane, could make landfall within the next 24 hours.
All right, good morning. Your 10-second takeaway on this Tuesday. It's sunny. It's going to be cooler than yesterday and less wind. Still breezy, though, with gusts at 30 miles an hour into the West Plains. Light layers needed maybe to start the day. High today, 80.
Camping is, of course, popular in the summertime, but fire weather can increase the risk of a campfire spreading.
And 80% of fires are human caused. At places like the Bolin Pitcher Campground and Riverside State Park, there are rules aimed at keeping campers safe. The burning of wood and charcoal is not allowed here. Campers can only use propane fires. One camper who drove all the way from Texas to be here said the restrictions make him feel a little less worried.
Have to worry about it or have to worry about putting it out and worry about it, you know, reigniting when you leave. And so definitely more peace of mind for sure.
A Washington State Parks official told us the burn ban will stay in place until temperatures drop and there's enough moisture in the air. It is typical for these bans to last through October, though. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:12.
This dangerous heat wave is spreading, affecting more than 50 million people across the country. Up next, how it's impacting so many people's health and money.
Also coming up, we'll show you the market featuring local artists from across the inland Northwest and how you can score some new artwork for your home.
4 News Now is brought to you by Global Credit Union. Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Wendell Nissan is here to help you make amazing summer memories. Need a stylish and versatile companion for your summer journeys? Meet the Nissan Rogue.
Looking for the perfect vehicle for your relaxing getaways? The Nissan Murano is your ideal choice. Or have fun in the sun and bring all your gear with the Nissan Frontier.
And for a limited time, Nissan offers flexible financing options and affordable payment plans.
Visit Wendell Nissan at the Y on North Division and drive for generations.
I'm Mark Peterson. Caring for a loved one comes with a lot of emotional and financial responsibility. Having a clear picture of what's involved lets you plan ahead. AARP and BECU are here to help. For tips, tools, and resources, visit this website.
Ever wondered why you didn't receive an alert during a nearby emergency? To be contacted about a situation near your home or workplace, and to receive automatic notifications, register at alertspokane.org. Alert Spokane issues all emergency notifications in Spokane County. Messages are sent via landline, cell, and voice over internet phones, via text, TDD, and email. Learn more and register at alertspokane.org. Language options available. Don't be caught off guard. Stay alert. Stay safe, Spokane County.
Appliance Recycling and Wholesale has reliable, attractive, and affordable home appliances. Huge selections of brands and models fully refurbished. If you're on a fixed income, have a student headed to college, manage properties or rentals, then you will want to visit Appliance Recycling and Wholesale. Their reconditioned appliances are not only lower cost, but also environmentally friendly. They constantly strive to incorporate green practices in all their operations. Appliance Recycling and Wholesale, serving Spokane for over 2 decades on Sprague, just west of Freya.
Hit the open roads this summer with Click It RV Superstore in Spokane during the Great American Sales Event. The best brands, Riverstone, Venture RV, Winnebago, and more. Over 1,000 RVs. Payments as low as $240 per month. Only $240 down. 0 payments until 2024. Up to $4,000 over JD Power for your trade-in. Plus, get a Traeger grill and Yeti cooler with purchase during the Great American Sales Event. Now at the Click It RV Superstore in Spokane. 1 mile past the Y on North Newport Highway. Hurry in today.
ABC's World News Tonight and 4 News Now.
when the local story is national news.
When national stories hit home. Watch ABC World News Tonight at 5:30.
And 4 News Now at 6. That's what we mean when we say expect more.
It is now 6:15. Extreme heat is spreading into the middle of the country as places like Kansas City and Chicago are bracing for triple-digit heat in the coming days.
Now, the heat is taking a toll on people's health and their wallets. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the latest.
This morning, the record-smashing heat wave is expanding. Triple-digit temperatures are possible in the plains and Midwest in the coming days, from Wichita to Minneapolis. And by week's end, temperatures near 100 for Chicago.
We got smoke, we got heat, then we got storms in the forecast, all for the week ahead.
Doctors warn this heat can take a toll on your heart. A new study finds the soaring temperatures combined with poor air quality can double your risk of suffering a deadly heart attack. In Arizona, it's the pavement causing a surge in patients at the Phoenix Burn Center.
We have just been seeing a huge spike in the number of people with contact burns. Most people don't realize that the pavement, concrete, cement, sidewalks, rocks, the temperature of those surfaces can get to be 170 to 180 degrees, which is just a little bit below the boiling temperature of water. So it only takes a fraction of a second to get a really bad burn.
Today, Phoenix is expected to see its 26th consecutive day of 110 degrees or hotter. It hasn't been below 90 degrees in 15 days.
We always expect to see some of these cases, but the numbers this year are just off the charts.
The heat also hitting people in the wallet. First, with soaring electric bills due to air conditioning, and now gas prices are rising. Some states have seen a spike of up to 17 cents per gallon in the last week due to a rise in oil prices and what experts say are heat-related delays at refineries. And water temperatures in the 90s off Florida could fuel stronger hurricanes this year, further impacting oil and gas prices. The heat index in Miami is expected to top 100 today for the 45th consecutive day. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
It's just incredible, isn't it?
And you always, you hear those jokes about like frying an egg on the sidewalk or whatever, but legitimately people getting serious burns from
it's terrible.
Pavement.
Terrible.
All right. Not so bad here, right? We always talk about it can always be worse somewhere else. It's certainly the case.
We are the other side of the coin, and it's going to be beautiful this week where we don't have the heat that we have seen, but that heat will return. All right, let's talk about the winds this morning. We have an elevated fire danger. We don't have, again, any red flag warnings or fire weather watches, but we have winds to 13 miles an hour. We'll see those gusts to 30 in some areas, and the West Plains, that's where that's coming from. Everybody else is looking pretty good today. We will see a high today of 80. Now, normally we're around 87 degrees, so we're below average and loving every minute of it. But again, those breezy conditions adding a little bit to that morning chill, so maybe a light jacket head. Now, 53 for the overnight low, so even cooler tomorrow morning. Windows open, and again, just getting things aired out from the heat that we've had. All right, nationally, we talked about that heat. Andrew Dimbert reported coming up into Kansas. Along with that, severe storms moving into Iowa and parts of Missouri later on today. We've got rain into the northern plains, not yet harvest, but well, right now things are turning, so whether that rain's a good thing or not is really left to be seen. Into the west, it's high and dry, and it's warm. We do not have, again, the heat, but we are going to be warm. Forecast radar, we're also going to be sunny. Got a few morning clouds. Those are going to break out. We're going to see those continue to move, and as we get through this evening, tomorrow morning, clear skies, things are looking great. We're going to have some cloud cover and isolated showers in the northern Cascades and potentially around the Selkirks. Also, we see this sliding by into the early morning hours of Thursday, potentially a little system coming out of the south. That would affect areas of southern Idaho and then pushing into Montana. All right, today, 80 degrees for us, also into Coeur d'Alene, 79 into Colville, 91 into Lewiston. So not as, they were bumping around 100 degrees just, yesterday and the day before. Tri-Cities at 88 degrees. The planning forecast, yeah, we're going to see those temperatures slowly warm up. 82 on Wednesday, Thursday 84, Friday 86. Now we start to build up. We're going to have temperatures right around just above average Saturday, Sunday with 89 degrees both days.
Okay.
So hot, but not as hot as it's been.
No doubt. All right.
It'll be nice today.
Mark, thank you. Looking for something fun to do this weekend? The 33 Artists Market is back this Sunday, featuring both professional and emerging artists across Spokane who will be selling their original work.
And you will also have the chance to meet the artists. It's happening at the Wonder Building this weekend, which is where Bronte Sorotsky is this morning, hanging out with Bigfoot, it looks like.
Yeah, you guys, check out this artwork of Bigfoot. This is, I'm actually asked this to be featured because this is my favorite piece that we have here so far. And the artist behind this is actually Gwen Pavanka, who we talked to earlier this morning, behind this whole market. And now we get to see your artwork too. I love, what type of work do you do to, there's a lot of textures going on here.
Yeah, so my process is that I layer anywhere from 20 to 50 layers of paint.
Oh, wow.
And then I'll carve it out of the surface with like a wood gouge. And what comes from it is just like a chunk of paint.
Oh my gosh.
It's a big, thick piece of paint. And then I take that and I slice it down into little slivers. So these are just little side sections of layered paint. And then I'll individually place them to create the textures of the flowers, or
so cool.
Like as you said, the Sasquatch. These are every single color is coming from a different abstract painting. So it's like a bouquet of all my abstracts in one little Sasquatch.
That is so cool. Can I feel one of the...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's going to give you like the feeling of like polymer clay.
Yeah. It's very hard for sure.
Yeah.
This is so cool. This is I've never heard of this type of artwork before. Where did you come up with this?
Yeah, so I was in school a long time ago, and I was in printmaking, painting, and sculpture classes, and I just really started to combine all the studios together, and so it just became this obsession that I've now been doing for about 14 years. So.
That is so awesome. Yeah. Well, this Sunday you can see more artists like Gwen and artwork like this. That'll be here at the Wonder Building this Sunday, so check it out. And coming up, we're going to hear from even more artists, more of these 33 artists that are going to be here this Sunday. For now, reporting live, I'm Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
I'm intrigued.
I do dig that Bigfoot.
I want to check out all that stuff. It's now 6:22. The Eastern Eagles open fall football camp in just 9 days.
Why head coach Aaron Best says last year's 3-win season will not define his program, and how he plans to approach this season next in sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Regular visits to your local Perfection Tire can ensure your car's safety and dependability.
With factory recommended maintenance, you increase your fuel efficiency as well as maintain your vehicle's value.
Nobody beats perfection.
Looking for a superior truck or SUV? Start right here with a GMC lineup. Each GMC has been designed for power and comfort, with safety features that come standard. The Terrain has plenty of room for everyone and everything. Got toys? Maneuver them with ease and confidence with the Sierra and its class-leading trailer assistance technology. Test drive your GMC today at Becker Buick GMC, where you'll always be treated like family.
This could be you. Just chilling, staying cool this summer. Join us for jackpots, food, and fun at Missisquoi Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games to earn your entries to win a share of $13,000 cool cash. Paddle boards, kayaks, and air conditioners. Missisquoi Casino Hotel, keeping it cool. Drawings start at 5 p.m. Saturday, July 29th. Learn more at Missisquoi.com.
Interested in updating your home? Then listen to what people say about the great prices at Carpet Barn.
They always give us a good price, so we like that.
We'd heard good things about Carpet Barn. They were in our budget. We loved it.
We came in here and got great service. They had a really good selection. I liked the prices. The staff was helpful. It was a good buying experience.
The quality and the selection I thought was excellent.
Come in and see the great buys on carpet, luxury vinyl plank, and hardwood at Carpet Barn.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me. Le dico subito che è un'italiana bella come c'è.
Make sure your electrical can keep up with your gadgets. Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
It's a good day for a drive. Great day for a deal.
Right now, Cooper Tire is offering up to $75 off 4 qualifying Cooper tires. Plus, Perfection Tire will match that rebate for up to $150 off.
Nobody beats perfection.
All right, Eastern Washington football kicks off training camp next week. The Eagles are coming off their worst season, though, since 2006.
Sports Director Julian Minnesone spoke with head coach Aaron Best at Big Sky Media Day about his plan to turn the program around.
Eastern Washington football is in a little bit of an unfamiliar spot. The team was picked to finish 7th in the Big Sky Conference in the preseason media poll this year. Reminder, this program is just 5 years removed from going to a national championship game back in 2018. But head coach Aaron Best says this program will not be defined by their disappointing season last year. How much of last year do you use as a motivator, and how much do you erase from memory?
You can flush it, you don't forget it. That's the way I look at it. You can't forget, because those can define moments going forward. It's got to be earned. It's certainly something that we found out last year the hard way in a lot of situations, and the ball didn't bounce our way. We didn't create the opportunities we could have created, and but certainly not forgotten. You have to remember bits and pieces. We're going to bounce back. We're giddy. We're excited. We're motivated. We're going to be different. But it's never going to meet everyone's needs, as we all know. Sports don't do that all the time. You know, there's always somebody out there saying it's not good enough, and that's the way we are as coaches. As an alum, we got a lot of pride in this program. We'll get after it, and if we can do the things we touched on earlier, then we will be a better team for sure in these 11 games.
And the Eagles open up fall training camp on August 3rd. At Northern Quest Casino for Big Sky Media Day, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
We just hope they have a good season.
Good Morning Northwest time is just about 6:27.
As we go to a commercial break, your first look at what's coming up on GMA at 7 o'clock.
In this morning's GMA First Look, we hear from singer Monica, who jumped into the audience at a recent show after spotting an altercation.
Saturday night at the Detroit Festival, I was mid-song when I could tell that things were heating up a bit.
The Grammy winner sitting down with ABC News overnight, speaking out after becoming the latest musician to be disrupted by fans behaving badly.
I'm a person that is strictly about heart, care, compassion, concern. So when I looked up a bit from the mic, I just saw a man strike what appeared to be an older woman. And that in itself, it triggered me a bit, but it also was very scary, because the last thing that I would want is for someone to be harmed.
And coming up at 7 a.m., more of our interview with Monica. With your GMA First Look, I'm Will Reeve, ABC News, New York.
Martial arts is my passion.
I work out whenever I can.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it can be tough.
My skin was so uncomfortable.
The itching was so bad.
Now I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema, so adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Save your dream!
At P1FCU, we're all about celebrating your wins, like finding a great parking spot.
Yes!
Or winning the lottery. Your wins add up, just like earning 3.50% APY in an Ascend checking account. So let's celebrate the wins together. Open your account at p1fcu.org/win. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
Today I'm going to ask you to use your lawn chemicals sparingly. Some examples are pesticides, herbicides, and fertilizers. When the fertilizers and pollutants get into our waterways, they can impact the fish and impact our drinking water. So let's keep our waterways clean. Pollutants into the storm drain affect our fish and our wildlife and the overall health of our community. Some examples of pollutants are motor oils, RV dumps, paints.
To learn more about stormwater tips, go to SpokaneStormwater.org.
Set summer in motion with the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet, like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport and the Ridgeline, built for better off-road performance and engineered for more adventure. This summer, create your own adventures with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
The 4 News Now Story Tracker, taking a look at stories people are reading about this morning.
A traffic update. The project that was set to close East Upriver Drive and the Centennial Trail in Spokane has now been pushed back until next Monday, July 31st. The Department of Transportation crews reopened those areas after closing them, announcing they need more time for manhole inspections. And another project will close the TJ Meenock Bridge the same day. You can find details on all the ongoing road construction projects on KXLY.com.
With only 24 hours notice in the form of a tweet from its owner, Twitter is no more. The social media platform is now known as X, though for now it can still be found at twitter.com. Those iconic bluebirds previous owner Jack Dorsey spent more than a decade making famous are now gone. Some see the bizarre rebranding as a Hail Mary to save the company, which Musk has repeatedly warned is on the verge of bankruptcy. Well, good morning, Northwest. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Robin Nance. Welcome to your Tuesday. It is July 25th. Let's check in with Mark on your first alert forecast. What's up?
Hey, well, there's a few clouds now coming in, as our forecast radar had talked about earlier this morning. So we see a little bit of that. A touch of haze. Air quality is still good, and we're currently sitting at 60 degrees, but those winds to 13 miles an hour. So we're still going to have some breezy conditions today. That's part of the 4 things you need to know. Certainly a cooler day today than yesterday. It's going to be 80s all week long, but we do have heat building in for the weekend, and that is going to be a topic coming up in a couple of minutes. Right now, temperatures in the low 60s into the valley, not bad. 60 into Deer Park, 58 into Spangle, chillier at 57 degrees. This cool down is going to continue for a while. We're going to see that move out by Thursday. Warmer weather coming in Friday and into the weekend. We start rebuilding some of that heat, and we're going to see temperatures that are going to be above average. Now, we look at what we can expect today. Going to be a few high thin clouds coming across, breezy at times by noon, 73 degrees. Boy, 2 o'clock, 78. And again, that high today is going to be 80 degrees, looking really nice.
Washington Governor Jay Inslee has issued an emergency proclamation related to the strong thunderstorms that hit earlier this month for Douglas and Grant counties. The storms causing several wildfires and flash flooding that damaged roads, including this section of Highway 2 near the community of Farmer, which is east of Waterville, that was washed out. The state is working to hire emergency contractors to try to repair that damage as soon as possible.
Eastern Washington Representative Kathy McMorris Rodgers responded to environmentalists' plan to file a lawsuit to breach the Lower Snake River dams. According to McMorris Rodgers, the group accuses the Army Corps of Engineers of killing salmon and violating the Endangered Species Act, claiming the court has authority to order dam removal. McMorris Rodgers says the lawsuit is fundamentally flawed, going on to say, quote, only Congress has the authority to change the way these federally managed dams operate, which even President Biden and the White House Council on Environmental Quality admits.
And from the Breaking Now desk, the Justice Department is suing Texas over these buoys. Texas has placed a 1,000-foot-long floating barrier along the Rio Grande River to keep out migrants coming from Mexico. The DOJ argues Texas violated federal law when it did not seek authorization from the Army Corps of Engineers prior to installing the floating barrier and is calling for its removal from the Rio Grande. The White House is calling Texas Governor Greg Abbott's actions unlawful and dangerous, saying the floating barriers and razor wiring is risking the lives of Border Patrol agents and migrants. Governor Abbott defending his actions on Fox and in a letter to President Biden insisting the state has the constitutional right and sovereign interest in protecting its borders, writing, "Texas will see you in court, Mr. President."
These devices have turned away and repelled tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of people who try to enter into the United States illegally.
The barrier is forcing migrants into deeper waters before crawling through razor wire. ABC News obtaining images which may be disturbing to some viewers. These are photos showing some of the resulting injuries. The barrier thrusted into the national spotlight after an unnamed state trooper called the buoys and wire nothing but an inhumane trap for migrants in an email to Superior. The White House is again calling for Congress to broker comprehensive immigration reform, accusing Republicans of blocking the president's efforts to draft immigration legislation and fund border security efforts. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
Back here at home, the Spokane City Council heard an amendment last night that will allow middle housing in all residential zones. Middle housing includes things like townhomes, duplexes, and triplexes. The amendment was designed to support House Bill 1110.
Essentially, it's a missing middle housing bill that really tries to emphasize getting more houses built in our community. And not just single-family houses, but housing types of all types.
And the goal is to make two main changes. First, changing outdated terminology related to housing zone types, and next, speeding up the zoning change process. The vote on the middle housing bill will take place this coming Monday.
2 men are being treated for serious injuries for crashing their motorcycles in Colfax. Whitman County deputies say Ryan Martin of Moses Lake and Daniel Curtis of Ritzville were riding side by side when one of them turned into the other one. Both went into a ditch. Martin was taken to the hospital in Colfax. Curtis was airlifted to Sacred Heart in Spokane. For the first time outside a clinical trial, a uterus transplant recipient has delivered a healthy baby.
Yeah, Mallory was born without a uterus, but still wanted to have children with her husband, Nick. So they decided to take part in a program at the University of Alabama at Birmingham. Mallory went through a uterus transplant, followed 9 months later by an embryo transplant. More than 2 decades after her diagnosis, Mallory defied the odds, giving birth to her son.
I got to hold him, and I was just very overwhelmed that he was actually there and he was healthy.
UAB is one of the 4 uterus transplant programs in the U.S. and the first outside a clinical research trial. Really amazing, though.
It really is. Yeah. Congrats to them. It's now 6:37.
All right, let's send things back over to Mark Peterson. What are we expecting this evening?
I think it's good ice cream weather, right? I mean, we're going to be around
always.
80. Always. 77 at 7 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, it's still going to be 70 degrees. Not too shabby. We're going to see things that are going to be cooler than average for the next couple of days. Then we're going to heat up again. Your full forecast coming up.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Shop local at the Tin Roof.
Looking for quality and experience? Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic has been providing personalized care to their clients for over 30 years. Full dentures, implant attachments, repairs, fittings, adjustments, they do it all. With competitive costs and quality service, you'll leave Coeur d'Alene Denture Clinic smiling.
The Subaru Crosstrek. Dog tested, dog approved. Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Drive new Subaru models with 3.9% financing at AutoNation Subaru.
Hi, this is Noda Begay III, PGA Tour member and Golf Channel broadcaster. I'm here to tell you about sponsorship opportunities for the Circling Raven Championship, the women's professional tournament presented by KXLY 4 News. It will feature more than 150 rising stars from 30 countries. For sponsors, it's an ideal way to empower youth, women, and Native Americans through the game of golf. For more information, visit cdacasino.com or call 800-523-2464. I'll see you there.
Things are so awesome since my family got a rewards-earning Kasasa checking account from Canopy Credit Union. We have a cashback account that pays us back 4% on up to $300 worth of debit card purchases. That's up to $12 deposited into our account every month. You know what that means? More toys, more playtime, more fun. Woohoo! Canopy is putting treats back in the budget. Learn more at canopycu.com. Limits and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Randy, owner of Rooter 911 Sewer and Drain.
Sewer and drain cleaning at half the price of the larger competitors.
24/7 service for all of your sewer and drain cleaning needs in Spokane, 535-3136.
Shop local at the Tin Roof.
It's now 6:40. If you are dealing with allergy symptoms like itchy eyes, runny nose, experts say they're going to last a little longer this year because of dry, warm weather. One local allergist says that young children are more vulnerable to allergy season. Severe symptoms in a young age could stick around and become a lifelong problem.
We're seeing warmer weather that lasts a little bit longer, and so the pollen seasons are starting earlier for the trees, the grasses, and the weeds.
Dr. McGarry says you should know what you are allergic to first. And some options to prevent allergies are staying indoors certain times of the year and taking showers to get the pollen off your clothes and skin. Over-the-counter medications are available, of course. Dr. McGarry says there are long-term treatments like allergy shots and immunotherapy if they're really bad.
All right, 10-second takeaway on your screen right now, and it's going to be mostly sunny. It's going to be cooler than yesterday, but starting off with that breeze and the cooler temperatures, maybe some light layers, 80 degrees for our high today.
A study finds the risk of a deadly heart attack may double when people are exposed to extreme heat and high levels of pollution. It also found extreme cold impacts your heart health. The researchers found when temperatures were extremely high or low, or there was a high level of pollution, the risk of a deadly heart attack increased significantly. Women and seniors seem to be the most at risk.
Good morning, Northwest Time is now approaching 6:42.
All right, Bronte Sorotsky is live at the Wonder Building this morning.
Yeah, on Sunday, 33 local artists will fill this building, sharing their art with the community. I'll introduce you to one of those artists coming up.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
Spokane is my hometown. It's where I built my business and raised my 2 boys. But Spokane has changed, and not all for the better. Brighter days can lie ahead if we have a city council that puts results over political agendas. That's why I will take action to address our homelessness crisis, make affordable housing a priority, and support our police and firefighters to keep our neighborhoods safe. I'm Kim Please, running for City Council President, and I'm asking for your vote. Thank you.
Would you like sparkling or tap?
Well, actually...
Dad, no. Showtime.
We brought our own, filtered by Culligan's reverse osmosis system.
Every time?
Like clockwork.
Do you guys want glasses for that?
Yeah.
At Culligan, we get that most people don't think about water like we do, and that's okay. See, when we install a drinking water filtration system, we're thinking about filtering up to 60 potentially harmful contaminants, so you can just think about drinking safer, better tasting water. At Culligan, we think about your water, so you don't have to.
Sleepovers just aren't what they used to be. A house full of screens, basically no hiccups. You guys have no idea how good you've got it.
Get internet on the Xfinity 10G network for $19.99 a month for 12 months with a 1-year contract.
Back in my day, it was scary stories and flashlights. We don't get scared. Oh, really? Mom can see your search history. That's what I thought.
The next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity.
Summer's here, so journey to where you've never gone. Achieve what you've never done. Discover who you've never been. Behind the wheel of something ready for where you want to go. All in a new CUV with standard all-wheel drive. during Mazda's Season of Discovery sales event.
Come test drive the first ever 3-row Mazda CX-90, now optional as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, just east of Division on North Foothills Drive or online at SpokaneMazda.com.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
Beat the heat. Always water before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m.
It is now just about 7:15. A market featuring local artists is back in Spokane, giving you a chance to redecorate your home, pick up some handcrafted art from local Spokane artists, and meet those artists themselves.
The 33 Artists Market returns this Sunday, featuring both professional and emerging artists across Spokane at the Wonder Building, which is where we find our Bronte Sorotsky live once again this morning with what you can expect if you go.
Yeah, guys, I actually get to be here live with one of those artists this morning. I'm here with Nicole Nutt. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning. I'd love to talk about the style of art that you do here. So this is all your artwork.
Yes, so I'm a mixed media artist. I work with lots of mediums. Lately, I've been working with watercolor, and then I like to embroider on top of my paintings.
What is there's a lot of flowers. Is there a reasoning behind that?
That was born in the pandemic. I just wanted to make something that made myself really happy, that was bright and colorful, and hopefully bring that to other people.
Oh, that's awesome. What are you, you're participating in the market this year. What are you most looking forward to?
I really just love the community, getting to see everyone rally behind artists, and then also just getting to be in that creative atmosphere. It's amazing.
Yeah, getting to see all the other artists, building connections with them. Are you, is that how you meet other artists in the community?
Yes, that's mainly how you make connections and just kind of, I don't know, it's very inspiring to see everyone else creating and loving art.
That's so awesome. Well, thank you so much. And yeah, the 33 Artists Market, which will be featuring 33 different artists, will be happening this Sunday at the Wonder Building. It is a free event, and it's for all ages, so be sure to come out here, check out some of this local art, and support our local Spokane artists. For now, reporting live in Spokane, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
Okay, Sunday at the Wonder Building if you don't have plans.
For sure. And the Wonder Building isn't far from that. The Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. You can see some haze in the sky, but it's not really smoky or anything like that, is it?
No, not for us. Air quality is good. We bounced into moderate yesterday with a shift in winds, bringing in some of that smoke from Oregon. Today, it's a better day. So let's take a look at where, again, we do have the air quality that's in moderate is around into the Poma-Moscow area. It's going to be on the move today, but I think we're going to stay into the good range, and that's the forecast as we look at that. 80 degrees for the high today, so cooler than yesterday, calmer as well a little bit. Winds to 13 right now, and we're sitting with winds gusting potentially to 30 later on today. Tonight, temperatures down to 53 degrees, and again, those west winds 5 to 15, not bringing in additional smoke. Now, we've talked about the heat that we've had, but we are going to take a break, but we do see heat advisories all the way up into the central part of the U.S., eastern Montana, and of course, Arizona continues to live in that excessive heat warning territory with, just temperatures that are unfathomable. And into Florida, while they don't have heat advisories, they're still with that humidity, feels like 110 degrees. It's just a mess. All right, for us, much better. We are going to see variable clouds. Those are going to push out this afternoon. Looks great. Tonight looks wonderful. Overnight, we're going to have a fairly clear sky. We're going to see a few clouds tomorrow again, but not much. Most of it into the higher elevations of the Cascades and the Selkirks up into the Colville National Forest. Bonners Ferry going to pick up a little bit of cloud cover, but that's it. Things look good, high and dry. To the south on Thursday, we could see a few scattered showers coming through central Idaho. 80 for the high today, 81 to Ritzville. Moses Lake, you're going to be at 83 degrees. Wenatchee, 82. All of this below average. All of this, I think, a very nice break. Tri-Cities holding on to their heat at 88. Lewiston, 91 degrees. But that heat will return in August. So this is a future look. August 2nd through August 8th, and we're expecting temperatures to heat up and have that heat maintained for quite a while. So that's coming in next week. Now I'll tell you what's coming up this week. See, it's going to be much better. 82 on Wednesday. That's tomorrow. 84 on Thursday. We'll continue into the mid-80s for Friday. Saturday and Sunday, temperatures just a smidge above average at 89 degrees both days. And then Monday, we begin to heat up with 90. As we get into August, we're going to be in the mid-90s, and we're going to go through another round of hot weather. So enjoy this week.
Yeah.
Get some stuff done. Get maybe some of that hiking done. Afternoon walks are going to be great. Starting next week and beyond, those early morning walks are going to be preferable.
And dry.
Very dry.
Darn. All right, Mark, thanks very much. It's now just about 10 minutes before the hour. Your morning sprint's coming up.
Thank you so much for waking up with Good Morning Northwest here on your Tuesday morning. We'll be back with that sprint right after this.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mysticwa Casino Hotel in Chewelah.
As state senator, Lisa Brown increased taxes by $2 billion while raising her own pay. Under her watch, homelessness rose by 25,000. Now she's backed by the Defund the Police crowd. Lisa's soft on crime, hard on taxpayers.
I pledge to increase police presence and tackle homelessness, and we have. Our Violent Crimes Task Force has lowered crime rates, and we're compassionately addressing homelessness. We're exceptional, Spokane. I'll keep it that way. I'm Nadine Woodward, and I approve this message.
This place holds very special memories for Charlie. It's where he grew up, where he built his business, where his heart is. But not long ago, it was Charlie's heart that needed help. When he realized he was having a heart attack, Kootenai Health's team of more than 40 cardiac care providers was only minutes from his home. That's where Dr. Fritz and Dr. Burnett performed life-saving, state-of-the-art care to heal Charlie's heart.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
Drinking watermelon moonshine.
Oh, Lord, when you raise it, the big 99.9 Coyote Country.
What's in a name? A question that has never had more relevance. First American Title has been rebranded to Flying S Title and Escrow. Since 1905, we've been helping people protect their property rights. When the time comes to choose a title insurance and escrow company, the choice is clear: Flying S Title and Escrow. Idaho's longest operating, family-owned title and escrow company is now Flying S Title and Escrow. We're not new, but our name is.
Sorry about that car accident. Got that insurance claim check for you.
I gotta call SWAP. I gotta call SWAP.
Here you go.
That's it? I'm calling them.
You forgot your check.
Craig Swap & Associates is on your side. We'll make sure you get the help you deserve, and we only get paid after you win.
One call, that's all.
509-999-9999.
You're the worst Instagram boyfriend of all time.
Yes. You know why? Because I am not your boyfriend.
Next live, Andrew Reynolds plus dogs all week.
Watch live today at 9, right after GMA. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
All right, 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Tuesday here in the morning sprint.
Sydney Charles has the latest details on a kidnapping story that made national headlines for days.
Bronte Sarosky live with details on a market featuring local artists from across the inland Northwest.
Mark has your forecast on a much cooler temps for the week.
But we begin with details on an emergency declaration issued by Governor Jay Inslee related to strong thunderstorms that hit earlier this month for Douglas and Grant counties. The storm causing several wildfires and flash flooding that damaged roads, including this section of Highway 2 near the community of Farmer between Waterville and Cooley City that was washed out. The state is working to hire emergency contractors to try to repair that damage as soon as possible.
Eastern Washington Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers responded to environmentalists' plan to file a lawsuit to breach the lower Snake River dams. According to McMorris Rogers, the group accuses the Army Corps of Engineers of killing salmon and violating the Endangered Species Act. claiming the court has authority to order dam removal. Now, McMorris Rogers says the lawsuit is fundamentally flawed.
2 men are being treated for serious injuries for crashing their motorcycles in Colfax. Whitman County deputies say Ryan Martin of Moses Lake and Daniel Curtis of Ritzville were riding side by side when one of them turned into the other. Both went down into a ditch. Martin was taken to a hospital in Colfax. Curtis was airlifted to Sacred Heart in Spokane.
A cooler start today as we look at our First Alert weather, and that First Alert weather app would be great to have. You're going to know what's happening. 64 right now into downtown. We have temperatures 64 into Coeur d'Alene, a little cooler into Cheney. You're sitting at 57. Forecast radar, variable clouds, and then we're going to have a sunny afternoon. Things are looking pretty good as we look at what we can expect temperature-wise. It's going to climb up nicely. 79 our high, or 80 our high today.
I-90 closed in both directions near Kittitas yesterday when a semi-truck caught fire and started a brush fire. The driver of the truck was injured and taken to a hospital. I-90 is now fully reopened in both directions.
The small city of Beauville in Latah County is under water restrictions, according to the mayor. All of the city's wells are dangerously low. Beauville is asking people who live and work there not to water yards or fill pools and use as little water as possible, even for laundry and showers.
People living in Cheney are being asked to vote on a tax for a new community pool in the primary election. It would replace the current pool, which was closed 2 years ago because of mechanical failures and age. If they vote in favor of it, voters will fund up to $13 million for the new pool. It would feature a 25-yard pool for lap swimming, then a separate recreational pool with a lazy river, diving board, a water slide, and more.
Spokane City Council heard an amendment last night that will allow middle housing in all residential zones. Middle housing includes things like townhomes, duplexes, and triplexes. The amendment was designed to support House Bill 1110. The goal is to make 2 main changes. First, changing outdated terminology related to housing zone types, and next, speeding up the zoning change process. The vote on the middle housing bill will take place this coming Monday.
And a kidnapping story out of Alabama has officially been dismissed as a hoax. This comes as Carlee Russell's lawyer is set to meet with police today. Authorities in Alabama delivered an update to the case of Carlee Russell during a Monday news conference. A statement from the 25-year-old's lawyer admitting there was no kidnapping was read during the conference yesterday. Authorities are now considering whether to charge Russell. They're also calculating how much this hoax will cost them in resources. Details on how Russell's story began and why suspicions were raised about her alleged disappearance is coming up next.
Well, if you're looking for something fun to do this Sunday and maybe you want to support some local artists, get some new art for your home, the 33 Artist Market is happening here at the Wonder Building. And as the name suggests, it will feature 33 local artists from here in Spokane. So if you want to come out and support them, that's happening this Sunday here starting at 11. And it's of all people of all ages. So feel free to come out, check out some local art.
A traffic update. The project that was set to close East Upriver Drive and the Centennial Trail in Spokane has now been pushed back until next Monday, July 31st. The Department of Transportation reopened those areas after closing them in the morning. They reopened them yesterday afternoon, announcing they need more time for manhole inspections.
Another project that will close the TJ Meanock Bridge the same day. This means some major detours will be needed because TJ Meanock is the only bridge that connects Government Way to Northwest Boulevard.
And some good news for drivers on Spokane South Hill. The construction impacting Freya on the South Hill should be complete this week. It's been closed to drivers for just about 2 weeks. You can get updates on all the latest road projects and closures right now on KXLY.com. Check the weather right after this.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or get $5,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Wildfires can strike at any time. 4 News Now Fire Watch coverage keeps you safe on TV and on the go to protect your family.
Be on alert. There are flames.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
All right, good morning, everybody. Taking a live look outside. Little tiny bit of haze there, but air quality is good. And we're sitting at 61 degrees. Not a bad start to the day. On the cool side, we're going to warm up nicely. Nearing 70 by 10. We're going to be in the upper 70s all afternoon long, capping out at 80 degrees today. Tomorrow, 82. Not bad. Then we're into the mid-80s Thursday and Friday. We'll see more heat next week. So enjoy this week while we have it. Temperatures over the weekend, well, those are going to be near normal, just above average.
Nah, those temperatures not too bad at all. Just wish we had a little precipitation, right?
I know, it would be nice, wouldn't it? We will be here throughout Good Morning America. It starts right now.